Ever felt a stone-cold stare from above London's streets? Let's uncover the whispers in stone, the secret lives of London's gargoyles on Tall Tales UK. A quick note: these tall tales are purely fictional fun, with a bit of British cheek. Picture the London skyline at dusk. A hazy orange glow bathing the city's Gothic spires, from St Paul's Cathedral to the Houses of Parliament, where Big Ben chimes like a grumpy grandad waking from a nap. Since medieval times, London's been a patchwork of history. Roman Londinium's walls still peek out in the city, while the Great Fire of 1666 left its smoky scars, and the Blitz in 1940 turned streets into rubble. The air thick with the wail of sirens and the scent of burning timber. High above this bustling chaos, perched on ancient churches and crumbling rooftops, the stone gargoyles keep watch. Their grotesque mugs sneer down at the double-decker buses and black cabs honking below, their claws gripping the ledges like they've got a bone to pick with the modern world. Originally carved as waterspouts to shut rain off grand buildings, think Westminster Abbey, where monks once muttered prayers in the 13th century. These beastly figures soon became more than just plumbing. They took on a mystical role in London's folklore, their twisted faces said to scare off evil spirits, guarding the city from the kind of nasties that'd give even a Cockney cabbie the heebie-jeebies. On a rooftop near St Dunstan in the east, a bombed-out church turned garden, where ivy creeps like a green spider, a stone guardian still snarls, its wings chipped, but its eyes sharp as ever. Meet Grinning Grim, a spectral gargoyle who vanished in 1348 during the Black Death. He sneezed so hard from the plague-ridden air that he cracked in two, and his spirit awoke. Grim was a proper ugly mug, his bat wings curling like a vulture's, his toothy grin wide enough to chomp a pigeon in one go, his stone carved by a medieval mason who'd mutter, "Blimey, this one's a right fright," as he chipped away, the monks chuckling. That'll scare the devil himself. That fateful day, as the plague swept London, killing half the city faster than you can say bring out your dead, Grim sneezed with a rumble that shook the church, his stone splitting down the middle, his spirit roaring, "Oi, I ain't done guarding yet," and he vanished into the night, the monks crossing themselves, whispering, "Grim's gone batty. He has," as the church bells tolled like a funeral dirge. Now, Grim's ghost prowls St Dunstan's rooftop, his wings flapping with a stony creak, his voice a gravelly snarl. "Keep your evil spirits away, mate. If you leave a pebble on the rooftop ledge, tucked where the ivy doesn't quite reach," Grim might flash his toothy grin, his eyes glinting like a cat's in the moonlight. "But don't nick his pebble, or he'll swoop down and nick your hat, leaving you bareheaded in the London drizzle." On foggy nights, his snarl mixes with the city's hum, a stony echo that sends shivers down the spine of every urban explorer, snapping pics of the ruins, their cameras trembling as they whisper, "Did you hear that?" Some say Grim snatched a tourist's cap in 1987, the poor bloke shouting, "Oi, give it back, ye stone git," a tale told over pints at the Old Bell pub. Ever since, others claim his wings flapped so loudly during a 2020 storm that a gardener swore he saw a gargoyle take flight. A story that's made every St Dunstan visit a bit more thrilling. So, if you're near St Dunstan's and hear a stony snarl, leave a pebble for Grinning Grim. He's still guarding, one spectral swoop at a time. But London's rooftops aren't the only spot with whispers. Let's head to Westminster Abbey, where a gargoyle hunts under the moonlight. Westminster Abbey, a Gothic masterpiece since 1066, when William the Conqueror got his crown, has seen it all. Royal weddings like Will and Kate's in 2011, where the crowd cheered louder than a footy match and funerals. Like Queen Elizabeth II's in 2022, the bells tolling as the nation dabbed their eyes. The Abbey's gargoyles, perched on its flying buttresses, have watched London grow from a muddy medieval town to a sprawling metropolis, their stone eyes seeing everything. From the peasants' revolt in 1381 to the 2012 Olympics, where the torch parade lit up the city like a firecracker. When night falls, these stone beasts come alive, roaming the city to fend off malevolent forces, their wings casting shadows over the Thames like a flock of stone bats. On the Abbey's north transept, where the moonlight dances, on the stained glass, a gargoyle takes flight, its claws glinting with a spectral sheen. Meet Fang the Night Stalker, a ghostly gargoyle, who vanished in 1666. During the Great Fire, he melted in the flames, but his spirit took wing. Fang was a proper menace, his dragon-like snout snarling, his claws sharp enough to slice through a chimney pot, his stone carved by a 15th century mason who'd grumble this one's a right terror, ain't he, as he chiselled, the abbot nodding, he'll keep the demons at bay. That fiery night, as the blaze roared through London, turning Pudding Lane to ash, Fang melted in the heat, his stone bubbling like lava, his spirit roaring, "I'll guard this city yet, you fiery devils," and he vanished into the smoke, the flames crackling, as the Abbey's monks muttered Fang's off to fight the fire. Bless him, now, Fang stalks Westminster's streets. By night, his wings slicing the air, his voice a hissing growl, "Stay back, ye nasty spirits, if you leave a candle." On the Abbey's ledge, tucked where the tourists don't clamber, Fang might swoop down, his claws brushing the flame, as he hisses, "Tar, mate, that'll light me way, but don't blow it out, or he'll chase you down Whitehall, your trainers slapping the pavement till you're knackered." On moonlit nights, his growl mixes with the Thames lapping, a draconic echo that sends shivers down the spine of every late-night cabbie, driving past, their fares whispering, "What was that?" Some say Fang chased a drunk lad down the Strand in 1995, the bloke shouting, "I ain't no spirit, you winged it," a tale told over kebabs at the Sherlock Holmes pub. Ever since, others claim his claws scratched a bus roof. In 2023, the driver swearing, "I saw a dragon up there," a story that's made every Westminster night a bit more daring. So, if you're near the Abbey and hear a hissing growl, leave a candle for Fang. He's still stalking, one ghostly flight at a time. From night stalkers to ancient whispers, let's head to Southwark Cathedral, where a gargoyle spins a yarn. Southwark Cathedral, a Gothic gem on the South Bank, since 1106, has watched London's underbelly thrive. From the rowdy taverns of Chaucer's time, where pilgrims swapped bawdy tales over ale, to the Victorian era, when deacons roamed the cobbled lanes, scribbling notes for Oliver Twist as pickpockets nicked wallets. In the shadow of the cathedral's spire, the cathedral's gargoyles, perched on its ancient buttresses, reflect the fears of their time demons, dragons and twisted faces meant to scare off the devil himself. They're stone carved by masons who'd mutter, "This'll keep the beasties away." Lads, as they worked, the bishop nodding, let's hope so." Each gargoyle tells a story, a snapshot of medieval London's wild imagination, where every shadow held a spectre and every creak a curse. On the cathedral's east end, where the stained glass glows like a jewel, a gargoyle spins a tale, its stone tongue flickering with a ghostly light. Meet Whispering Wulfric, a spectral gargoyle who vanished in 1212. After a storm, he toppled from the spire, and his story awoke. Wulfric was a right oddity. his lion-like face roaring, his stone tongue sticking out, like he'd tasted a bad pie, his body carved by a 12th century mason, who'd chuckle this one's got a gob on him, eh? As he worked, the cannons muttering he'll tell tales to the angels, that stormy night. As lightning cracked the sky, Wulfric fell from the spire, his stone shattering on the cobbles, his spirit roaring, I've got stories to tell, ye windy devils, and he vanished into the gale. The cannons crossing themselves, whispering Wulfric's off to chat with the heavens. Now, Wulfric whispers in Southwark, his tongue flickering, his voice a gravelly purr. Fancy a yarn, goof, if you leave a quill on the cathedral steps, tucked where the pigeons don't nick it. Wulfric might spin a ghostly tale, his words a medieval chant, but don't write it down, or you'll be reciting Chaucer for a week, your mates at the pub begging you to shut up. On quiet evenings, his purr mixes with the cathedral's hum, a stony echo that sends shivers down the spine of every tourist, snapping pics, their phones trembling as they whisper, did you hear that? Some say Wulfric told a tale to a vicar in 1980, the poor bloke reciting the Canterbury Tales, till he was hoarse a story told over pints at the George Inn. Ever since, others claim, his purr echoed so loudly during a 2022 service that a choir boy swore he heard a lion, a tale that's made every Southwark visit a bit more thrilling. So, if you're near the cathedral and hear a gravelly purr, leave a quill for Wulfric. He's still spinning, one ghostly yarn at a time, from whispering tales to hidden guards. Let's head to the Tower of London, where a gargoyle stands sentinel. The Tower of London, a fortress on the Thames, since 1078, has a history darker than a winter's night. William the Conqueror built it to keep the Saxons in line, its white tower gleaming like a threat, while Anne Boleyn lost her head here in 1536, her ghost supposedly still wandering the green, muttering, I told Henry I weren't no witch. During the Blitz, the tower stood firm. As bombs fell, its ravens cawing, as if to say we ain't budging, mate. Legend has it, if the ravens leave, the kingdom falls. So the Raven Master keeps them well fed with biscuits and the odd tourist sandwich on the tower's battlements. Where the wind howls like a wolf, a gargoyle stands guard, its stone eyes glowing with a spectral light. Meet Sentinel Sable, a ghostly gargoyle who vanished in 1888 during Jack the Ripper's reign. He cracked under the weight of London's fear, and his spirit awoke. Sable was a fierce one, his raven-like wings spread wide, his beak sharp enough to peck a hole in a helmet. His stone carved by a Victorian mason who'd grumble this one's a proper guardian, ain't he? As he worked, the yeoman warders nodding he'll keep the Ripper at bay. That foggy night, as the Ripper's terror gripped Whitechapel, Sable cracked from the city's dread, his stone splitting, his spirit cawing, I'll guard this tower yet, ye murderous git, and he vanished into the mist. The warders muttering, Sable's off to hunt. Bless him. Now, Sable guards the tower's walls, his beak glinting, his voice a cawing screecher, stay safe, you Londoners. If you leave a feather on the battlements, tucked where the ravens don't nick it, Sable might perch beside you, his wings rustling. But don't scare his ravens, or he'll peck your cap off, leaving you red-faced in front of the tourists. On stormy nights, his screech mixes with the raven's caws, a guardian's echo that sends shivers down the spine of every beefeater, locking up their keys trembling as they whisper, Sable's on patrol. Some say he pecked a thief's hand in 1990 The crook shouting I ain't nicking. No crown jewels, a tale told, over pints at the crutch friar. Ever since, others claim, his screech woke a god. In 2024, the air thick with feathers, as he muttered who's there. A story that's made, every tower visit, a bit more thrilling. So, if you're at the tower, and hear a cawing screech, leave a feather. For Sable, he's still guarding, one spectral peck at a time, as we leave London's skyline behind. Its gargoyles remain, silent sentinels, their secrets etched in stone. What do you reckon they'd whisper to you? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to Tall Tales UK for more whimsical stories and mythical adventures. Cheerio!